What's going on, everyone? For today's video, it's going to be an Alien Earth episode 1 through 4 review. I'm strictly going to be talking about non-spoilers here. So if you're looking for a spoiler discussion, this is not the video. I'll probably make a different one in the future discussing and breaking down stuff for every episode. But for now, I just want to give you my general opinion, broad statements. No spoilers. Okay, here we go. Alien Earth takes place in the year 2120, 2 years before the first Alien film and 16 years after the events of Alien Covenant. The plot is when a mysterious space vessel crash lands on Earth, a young woman and a ragtag group of tactical soldiers make a fateful discovery that puts them face to face with the planet's greatest threat. The categories for the series are alien invasion, monster horror, psychological thriller, space sci-fi, horror, sci-fi, and thriller, which sounds about right. Alien Earth kicked off on August 12th with a double episode premiere. It is reported to have a budget of $250 million. Assuming this report is correct, let's divide 250 by 8, because there's 8 episodes, which equals $32.5 million per episode, give or take. The budget may have been allocated differently, meaning, you know, maybe the first episode, it could have been 20 million for that. Maybe the second episode was 50 million. The point is, roughly around 32.5 for every episode. Excluding the money laundering scheme that is Rings of Power, for a single season, Alien Earth is one of the most expensive shows ever produced. And this scares me because how is this going to make its money back and some? I believe this show is worth paying for a subscription, but the question remains, are people going to support it? We're just gonna have to wait and see. And right now there's kind of like mixed reviews and people are review bombing this, so just because it's not the story that they wanted. According to the showrunner Noah Hawley, the goal is clear: to win over the purist while opening the door to viewers unfamiliar with the universe. In other words, the show aims to cultivate an immersive experience for longtime fans and the new generation. Question is, can you watch Alien Earth without the knowledge of the franchise? I believe you can, at least for the first 4 episodes. You don't have to have seen the events that occurred to Ellen Ripley and her crewmates, or anything that happened in Prometheus or Alien Covenant. In fact, Noah Hawley decided to ignore what happens in Prometheus and Alien Covenant because he chose to focus on the original Alien and the idea of the xenomorph as a naturally evolved perfect organism rather than a bioweapon created by the engineers. If you're curious about the lore after watching the first 4 episodes, you definitely can go watch other Alien content, but Alien Earth is doing a good job of telling its own story. After all, this is the first time in the Alien franchise we are going to see xenomorphs on Earth. I'm excluding AVP because that's not considered part of the Alien franchise. That's a crossover. How is the cinematography? The word I would use here is stunning. Every episode feels like a mini movie and it's shot very well. The movie was shot in Thailand for its diverse environments, urban settings, and lush natural landscapes. They wanted to use the city of Bangkok for its futuristic features and Phang Nga for its beautiful coastal and mountain locations. The lighting is great, and the way these episodes are shot is clear, not shaky like so many other horror media. The camera angles are not revolutionary, but you can tell what's going on, which I appreciate. There is continuity, that we're not constantly jumping from past to future to present. It's a linear story for the most part. There's some times where Joe Hermit, they have to explain certain things with that character and they go to the past a little bit, but for the most part, like I said, it's a linear story, pretty easy to follow. The music is very Alien-esque, meaning it fits right in with the Alien franchise, and it's used appropriately. They're nailing the ambience, tells a compelling story, starts out very similar to how the first Alien film starts. It resonates with veteran Alien fans because of that. The technology is about the same since it's 2 years before the events of the first film. You get to see Mother on the ship, Marines, their weaponry, and new creatures. They add more lore to the Alien franchise with these new specimens and other decisions made throughout the show. I think the best way to describe these creatures is that they are eerie, strange, and frightening, uncanny. The unknown factor is here. You get levels of suspense. There are horror elements that I wish were a little longer, but I understand it's the first couple of episodes, so they're trying to set stuff up. The xenomorphs look amazing. I mean, the practical effects and the CGI balance are done very well. The more complicated movements are CGI, but it looks good. You can tell that budget is being allocated here. Practical effects are something I always advocate for, and there are plenty of them here. As far as characters, they don't set up characters until they are on the island. There are characters in space and and very soon everyone will be on Earth. The writing and acting are great. I have no complaints so far. And like many other great shows, these first episodes are trying to get you interested in the story, characters, and just immerse you in this world. I like the protagonist, Wendy, played by Sydney Chandler. She's doing a phenomenal job. I'm already hooked and I care about her character. Boy Cavalier, played by Samuel Blanken, with his I own the world attitude, very arrogant, entitled way of thinking. Absolute great performance by him. Babu Cisse, who plays Morrow, is also doing an amazing job. The Lost Boys seem like they're going to be a comedic relief for the TV series, particularly Slightly and Smee. They just hit it off very well. At first, I didn't know how I felt about Kirch, but he's grown on me. They use Peter Pan references here with Wendy and the Lost Boys. This is what happens when you have good writing and great actors. The actors are killing it, and as long as this is supported, I could see this show going for like a minimum of 3 seasons. Alien fans and sci-fi fans are finally getting pampered here, and I'm here for it. This level of production is going to take the Alien franchise to new heights. It's a great time to be an Alien fan and an even better time for newcomers. So please watch this, support this, let Disney know that this is the type of Alien content that we want to watch. Whoever's choosing the outro music clearly knows what's up. They have to put Iron Maiden in here. There's no way they don't. I mean, they already used Tool, Metallica, Black Sabbath in the credits. It only makes sense. You know, put the Trooper in here or something. If you're including the most iconic metal bands, you have to put Iron Maiden in here. I hope they do, because if they don't, I'm taking a whole point off. I'm just joking. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you have a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you in the next one.
That doesn't make
Peace.
sense.